Hi, I'm Joe Connolly with producer Neil A. Caruso with a trailblazer in New York business. We want to introduce you to a woman who broke the racial glass ceiling, Jacqueline Gathers, who's the first licensed female black home inspector in all of New York City, believe it or not. Jacqueline, it's great to meet you and have you with us. How did you get started in this field as a trailblazer and as a business owner yourself?
Thank you for having me, Joe. I have an unusual story. My late husband actually brought the franchise in 2016. Unfortunately, he was diagnosed with cancer and I lost him in 2017. So I
Oh,
had this franchise. So I contacted the franchise owners and they said, well, you can, sell it back to us, so on and so forth. But I thought about it and I said, well, I spent 30 years with the New York City Housing Authority. I'm a college grad. So I decided to launch the business. I've never run a business before. I was very, very nervous because the home inspection industry is a white male dominated industry. So I had concerns about how I would get business. But once I started and I kept at it and I'm really good at what I do. I know what I'm talking about. People just kind of disregarded the fact that I was a female and an African American, and they started to give me business based on my expertise.
what a great story. So, how did you get those early contacts? Was it through advertising or word of mouth? Tell us specifically how you got that first group of customers.
Well, I started pitching to realtors because my business feeds off realtors. So I would go into the different realtor offices, introduce myself, leave marketing material, and I would bring these designer cookies and I would talk to them about home inspections. And I know all the realtors had a guide that they used, but I just wanted them to give me an opportunity to do business with me. I started giving out free inspections, and once they saw what I did, they liked what I did. They liked the fact that the report was so detail oriented and they got the report the same day. So that was really a game changer.
You just told an inspiring business story in about 2 minutes, Jacqueline. That is amazing. What is the most expensive, unexpected, rude surprise when there is one that people buying a house often will find?
Well, the big one is foundation issues. That's a costly problem with a home. When we look at houses, we always like to let our buyers know that, the cosmetic stuff we're not concerned about. It's the main arteries of the house, like the roof, the foundation, the electrical, the plumbing, the heating and cooling systems. Those are issues that will cost you money down the road. And that's what we really kind of focus on. And when we see problems with foundation, we always recommend that the buyer bring in a structural engineer to assess the problem and see if it's worth fixing or not.
How often is there a big, expensive problem? What percent of the time? 10%, 40%? I have no idea.
I'll say 1%. Most of
Oh,
the
good.
time, houses are in good condition. We don't find major problems where it's so bad that a client will just walk away from the deal. Most of the time, it's fixable items that the report is all about transparency. We when we do the report, we let them know the amount of age left on a part of the home, like the roof might be near the end of its life cycle. And that just lets a buyer know that, you know what, in the next few years, you're going to have to replace this roof. The boiler might be near the end of its life cycle. So things like that, it's important for a first time home buyer because they know down the road they can plan for replacing these items. And that's one of the important things we put in the report.
Neil.
Jacqueline, I'd imagine that a lot of these issues rookie home buyers do not think of. Is that a challenge for you?
No, because the report is pretty extensive. We take a lot of time in doing the inspection. Once the inspection is complete and we email the report to the client, we go over that report with the client so we can answer any questions that they might have, any concerns that they might have, some things might look really bad, but it's really cosmetic and it's not a big issue. And those are some of the things we like to put the client's mind at ease as far as repairs and other items in the home that might need work.
You talked earlier about how you got into owning the franchise for Pillar to Post. You also had a very long career at NYCHA, about 30 years, correct?
Yes.
So how does that experience help guide you in relating to clients?
Well, I've been in boiler rooms. I've been on roofs. I know about plumbing. I know about electrical. So for me, it was a very short learning curve when I got into the home inspection industry. Because keep in mind, home inspections, it's a visual inspection. So when we see certain things, it's a clue into other issues, and we'll refer them to an extensive professional to follow up on.
How did you learn so much, though? Was that all at NYCHA, or was that NYCHA combined with your early work in home inspection? You're clearly just so knowledgeable about things that most people are not.
Well, it was a combination. To start my business, I had to go to Canada for 2 weeks and train with Pillar to Post at one of their sites. And they had boilers, they had electrical panels, all that good stuff. Then when I came back to New York in order to operate my business, I had to get a home inspection license. So I went to Baruch College and I did a course there to get my home inspection license. So it was a combination of my NYCHA experience, the training I got with Pillar to Post in Canada, and the training that I got at Baruch College all came together to give me the expertise that I needed to run a really sound business.
How are condo inspections different from single-family home inspections?
So co-ops and condos, it's important that they have an inspection done. One of the things I do, I teach the home inspection component throughout the nonprofits in New York City. And one of the things I always stress, co-ops, condos, new construction, you need to have an inspection done. So what we look for in co-ops and condos is moisture in places that's not visible to the eye. So we use a IR scan, and that scans the walls and around the base of the toilet and the tub, and it looks for moisture that's not visible to the eye that could lead to mold. We check the outlets, particularly the kitchen and bathrooms, to make sure they're properly GFI'd so if water gets in them, it won't spark and cause a fire. We check all the windows, we check all the doors, we check the floors to make sure they're nice and level. We check the appliances.
Neil, one more question for the inspector.
Well, what's amazing, Jacqueline, is this red hot real estate market that doesn't seem to be, ending anytime soon. So I wonder what your assessment is of the prices being so high in the city and across the board across New York.
Well, people want to buy in New York and they are adamant about purchasing. We've had clients that we've done 2 and 3 inspections for because the deal fell apart or a cash buyer came in. But they are persistent, and we have been very, very busy doing inspections because people want to buy property and they want the protection of a home inspection for the largest purchase that they are going to make in their lifetime.
That's interesting right there that you're doing multiple inspections for people. Well, Jacqueline, I can see how you signed up clients so fast when you first walked in, when you started to run this business. And you're really impressive and knowledgeable. How do people find you, Jacqueline? What's your website if they want to have you do their inspections?
So they can go to jacqueline.gathers@pillartopost.com, or they can call my cell at 917-670-8536, and I will be more than happy to assist them with their inspection needs.
Business is good right now for you, Jacqueline?
Yes, it is. We're busy.
How many employees do you have?
I have 3 inspectors.
Wow, going full time. Wow. You seem to love it and be knowledgeable. It's great to know you, Jacqueline. Good
Thank
luck.
you.
Good luck.
Thank you.